Well, hello, my YouTube family everywhere. This is Jason, yes, the Canadian YouTube creator. Boy, do I have a great video for you guys today. I really mean that. I hope you guys appreciate my efforts because, like I said, my friends, my lifetime goal is to try to penetrate this black budget technology for us. And really, there's only, if not even a handful of people on this precious planet that are trying to do the same thing, guys. And I truly believe this is the most important subject of our times, my friends. You know what it is? Well, you know my name, right, to my channel, Jason Cosmic RSSP Authority. RSSP stands for, as I always say, Real Secret Space Program. Way up there in space, my friends. This is the most important subject of our times. And of course, that involves technology, right? Free energy generation propulsion systems, without a doubt, my friends. And any researcher with a grain of salt, although there's not many, will tell you the same thing, guys. And any witnesses will tell you they're not relying on rockets, right? It's a whole revolutionary non-Platonian physics, my friends. It's free energy. And we deserve the truth on it. We've been lied to 70 years. We'll get into the cover-up, guys, perhaps later in this video and certainly on future videos. It's just so outrageous, the lies, right? It's just been so much dysfunction, waste, abuse, mismanagement, fiscal irresponsibility, and theft of trillions and trillions of dollars, guys, largely from the defense contractors, elements of the CIA, NSA, NRO, etc., right? And part elements of the Air Force and Navy, obviously, therefore. This, by the way, guys, I've talked about this on past videos, and we're going to do future videos on it. This is the TR-3B out of the Aurora Space Program, and I've connected the prime contractor is Lockheed Martin. No question about it. Never forget, guys, they got a huge monopoly on it, as I always say, on a lot of these projects, okay? But today, my friends, you know what we're going to do? We're going to expose, once again, and by the way, before I say who it is, guys, this CIA dirty player, okay, he absolutely is. Just a quick reminder, guys, if you do appreciate my videos, if you think I have some value to share with humanity, and I think I do, in my own unique way and style, I'm digging in for the truth, guys. I'm a hardcore researcher. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I make some mistakes. I've had a lot of constructive and sometimes very, so should we say, rude comments. A lot of criticism coming my way on certain videos. But I think I touch a chord. Sometimes I've exposed guys like even Richard Dolan, because when it comes to ufology, my friends, I think it's quite clear. He's a sellout, as all these other ufologists, almost, well, 95% of them are, my friends, in my opinion. They want to sell more books, make more money, so they choose to deceive and lie the public. You know, remember Dolan's whole narrative so he could get famous, otherwise he'd never become famous, was that we reverse engineered E.T. crap from Roswell. Can you believe it? I mean, come on. And he always hyperbolizes and sensationalizes the vague uncertainty UFOs. But as I was saying, guys, this is not going to be any more of a Dolan rant today. We're going to talk about somebody else. So again, people new to my channel, welcome everybody. I hope you subscribe. I hope you give me the thumbs up if you enjoy my videos. Thank you for all my present subscribers. I do appreciate the comments, whether positive or negative. I read them. I appreciate the engagement. At least, you know, even if they're negative, it shows me you guys are watching and you're listening, okay? But I'm just trying to dig in for the truth, guys, and share what I've uncovered with you guys. And as I always say, I just might have an informant at Lockheed Martin. You never know. You know, Lockheed Martin, they're involved in the biggest scam on taxpayers in history with the F-35, and here's the TR-3B. So guys, also, just a quick reminder, find that church bell, will you, and hit it so you can be notified for my future videos. Now, with that out of the way, you guys are probably wondering, who is this guy over your shoulder? Can you see him now clearly? Well, this is who we're going to expose again, guys. This might as well be part 2 of Lue Elizondo. That's right, Lue Elizondo. I'm going to call him Lou because you'll see in this Vegas interview that I'm going to play for you guys. I think hopefully you'll find it quite interesting, parts of it. They call him Lou because in Vegas, they don't like to be formal, right? You know, and Lue, or Luis Elizondo, he doesn't deserve to be called even formal Luis. He's a CIA puppet. He's just a stooge. He's a CIA puppet, as I said, guys. He's a charlatan, I believe, and a liar. And he's a con artist. This guy is former CIA. He admitted he worked for the CIA. And I gotta laugh, guys. You know, I get so exasperated because the lies from this man is just so outrageous. And this means the CIA that put him out, the guy's behind the curtains, and he's former CIA, hired as a CIA contractor, most likely. Dark Journalist knows it. Walter Bosley knows it. These other researchers. And my buddy Joe from the Carolinas. Hi, Joe. My great YouTube buddy and YouTube star with over 7,000 subscribers, who I understand has taken a hiatus from YouTube right now. But we wish you luck, Joe, in all your endeavors. And I hope one day perhaps in time, you'll come back. And we could do another live stream. I'll link that in the description for all of you out there. Joe and I did an epic, I think the most powerful, electrifying live stream possibly ever done. That's right, live podcast theater, guys. That'll be linked in the description. Click it, and you can see us two talking about the real secret space program and the missing trillions, guys. That's right. And speaking of missing trillions, guys, this is why I just love exposing this guy. I could have a field day. I could talk for hours, days, on so many of his ridiculous, outrageous proclamations that this guy makes time and time again, my friends. And he's all over corporate media, right? He's, in my opinion, guys, I think it's very clear. Now that he's retired, unfortunately, Lou, you've gone the wrong path, darling. You really have. Because this guy's selling his soul. In all seriousness, my friend, this guy is selling his soul. He's lying to you. He's lying to millions of people on CNN, Fox News. Now they've got a TV show on the History Channel. Joe actually broke that down in a really hilarious video he did, showing you how ridiculous and what of a circus narrative it is. And of course, Elizondo's whole story, right? Remember, he's the front man for TTSA, To the Stars Academy, with the burned out rock star and Tom DeLonge. Are you kidding me? And it's of course a whole Lockheed Martin CIA marketing merchandise scheme. I've shown you guys in past videos, and we'll do future videos on the TTSA, guys. And they got Elizondo as the front man. You know, it's so outrageous. And of course, again, guys, it's all disinformation. It's designed to be an orchestrated strategic distraction, just like these interviews that I'm about to show you guys. Well, let's get into it, shall we? And Elizondo, guys, remember, he's for a program. Dark Journalist shows this program didn't even really exist. The AATIP program. Yeah, here it is. Aerospace Aerial Threat Identification Program. Oh, yeah. There's always some global threat out there. The United States and the defense contractors, elements of the CIA, they love to try to keep saying there's a threat out there. You know, we don't know what UFOs are. We don't know who's piloting them. They could be ET. They're a national security threat. When in fact, what Elizondo should be telling you, my friends, and he won't say it in this interview, but we'll listen. We'll make sure what he says. But he never talks about the defense contractors. You notice that? He never talks about, as I meant to mention earlier, guys, the missing trillions from the U.S. federal government. This is why you know he's a CIA puppet, my friends. And he's a charlatan and a liar. Again, in my opinion, I think it's obvious. This guy doesn't talk about the important issues. You notice that? As I said in the last video, I think, guys, it's not even so much what he does say and spout off. What's just as important, if not more important, is the things that he doesn't talk about, guys, right? He will never talk about Lockheed Martin. And, you know, and he uses national security as an excuse. You've heard him say that in other interviews, guys, if you've watched him. You know, what a lame excuse. You're retired now. Dude, if you got national security and you're going to use that as a fallback position to give plausible deniability, you know, for your government and the defense contractors, again, in the intelligence community like the CIA that you work for, then you should quit. You shouldn't be on corporate media spilling out garbage. You're not telling us any truth on the defense contractors and the free technology and the cover-up that's been going on for 70 years. It's just so despicable, my friends, right? This guy never tells you about the gravity research going on in the 1950s that shows you the Epic Human Project in terms of researching, testing, and this book even shows you, my friends, and I already knew this, they made the gravity breakthrough, guys, in the 1950s. Actually, this book hints at it. I memorized 2 newspaper articles, my friends, that I've quoted time and time again in recent interviews, or recent videos, I should say, guys. I hope you listen to them. If you haven't, go back to my past videos, and I'm going to quote them again for you guys in future videos, okay? Very important. I've got them memorized. I think the 2 most important sources, I always say, of primary evidence, guys, showing you the Americans with those brilliant Nazi German scientists, because remember, they worked with them starting 1947, right? They made a gravity breakthrough, guys. A significant fundamental scientific discovery breakthrough. They absolutely did. You never need an ET explanation. Okay, guys? Now, let's get into this interview. This is George Knapp interviewing none other than Lue Elizondo. That's right. You know George Knapp. He's right over here. You can't see him very clearly, guys, but
it's good from any perspective. It's also good, frankly, it's
I'm just going to rewind the question, too, my friends, that George Knapp asks him, okay? Let me just get it here. Now, just, guys, real quick, George Knapp, fat-ass George Knapp, I call him. He really needs a fitness trainer. And Elizondo, where's Elizondo? Where did he go? Here he is. I love to show his fat face. Fat face Lue Elizondo. This guy's eating from the trough, man. He's getting fed well, isn't he, guys? How much money, by the way, are these 2 moron CIA puppets? How much are they making getting paid? Elizondo, I think, is getting paid real handsomely, again, to deceive and lie to you, my friends. I truly believe that. It's so obvious. Dark Journalist knows it. Walter Bosley knows it. Joe from the Carolinas knows it. And, guys, I'm going to tell you the importance of shunning the CIA dirty player in a moment, guys. But I know you want to probably hear the clip of the video, and then we're going to talk about why it's so important to tell the truth of what these idiot CIA dirty players are doing, guys. And George Knapp, my friends, he's interviewing Lue Elizondo. I should be calling him Lou. But anyway, George, I get so excited, guys. George Knapp has been a CIA puppet for years, guys. Years. I truly believe he's been a CIA asset or a CIA puppet. You got to remember, my friends, this is so important to realize that, the intelligence community, elements of the CIA, NSA, NRO, for example, sometimes the defense contractors are often, but CIA in particular, guys, they will hire journalists and they will pay them, like a George Knapp, I believe, my friends, to lie and deceive you guys and to send disinformation, right? We know when it comes to military UFOs, guys, that disinformation in this field is absolutely off the charts, unfortunately. It really is, guys. But hopefully with my videos and by studying just studying the real secret space program, guys, and looking at real good researchers in this field, and there's not very many, then you'll know, my friends, I guarantee you'll be able to cut through the misdirection, the lies, the orchestrated strategic distractions, the government psyops. Yes, my friends, and it's so important, right? You'll begin to understand real reality. That's why I say sometimes, I really believe researching the real secret space program, the RSSP, it really helps us to improve our cognitive dissonance, really, right? Our ways of knowledge about understanding real reality, in other words, guys, because the governments distort reality. They lie to you, and they have no right to do so, my friends, and we have the right to fight that, right? We absolutely do. So let me just get to this interview here, guys. This is fat-ass George Knapp and Lue Elizondo. Lou, again, he's been fed well. Look at his fat face. Sorry, Lou, I'm making fun of you, but you really could use a fitness trainer, dude. Even though you're solid, I give you credit that. But you got to lose some weight, too, man.
Pay attention to some degree.
I'll get you stronger, too, Lou.
It's good from any perspective. It's also good, frankly, it's good common sense if you're trying to run a business from a business perspective, right? I think it's important.
It's important.
You need to know what customers and consumers are saying. But at the same time...
Right, but he's feeding us bullshit.
Detracted from your mission by these voices, right? So if there's a legitimate concern, of course you want to address it. But
he always says it's a possible threat. Give me a break. The threat is we're not getting the truth.
We want our information.
We want the truth. Lue Elizondo, we want the information. We've been lied to 70 years, man. from the governments and defense contractors on this issue. Come on.
Right? Sometimes you can't expect a 10-course meal to be digested in one bite.
I didn't know he said that, guys. 10-course meal.
This UAP issue.
I love it.
We're learning about it for the first time, despite what they may have said.
Oh my God, I got to say something on that, my friends. Let me just pause it if I may. Did you hear that? I just laughed because Lue Elizondo, I was joking with a friend the other day, this guy's eating a lot of food. I mean, look at his face. We got people starving all over the world, my friends. Millions of people. And a lot of it, at times, is caused by elements of the CIA, these shadow evil groups, guys. Right? And the NSA, NRO, elements of them, and the elements of the Navy and Air Force, in other words, guys. The defense contractors, right? Some of the evil groups in these structures. I always add a qualifier, guys. They're still good people, even in the CIA. So they never have to get mad at me. I give them credit where credit's due, guys. But in these structures, and we know the CIA in particular, are unconstrained and out of control in a lot of ways, guys, right? And there's a lot of unethical groups in these structures. And Elizondo will absolutely know that, guys, right? Because he's former CIA, man. And now he's hired as a CIA contractor. I think it's quite obvious, guys, right? So he'll know millions of people have been endangered and starving and homeless because of, in particular, guys, because elements of the CIA and the defense contractors and elements of the U.S. leadership and government, they have literally financially harvesting the planet. Or a leveraged buyout of the planet, in other words, guys. I've talked about this, right? I've done a series on the missing trillions, and we'll do it again. And Catherine Austin Fitz knows, guys. They've stolen so many trillions of dollars and largely, guys, a lot of that is for military UFO flying programs. And the major off-planet investment, therefore, guys. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Well, my timer went up, guys. So I better end this video soon, but there's military UFOs. Just a reminder, guys. So, again, I know I'm jumping maybe a little bit all over the place. I hope not, guys. But let's play the rest of this Elizondo video here. So important. There we go.
Movie. This is really the first time they're being told, hey, listen, Jack or Jane, this is a serious topic.
It is serious, Elizondo. You're right.
You probably want to learn a little bit more about what's going on.
He's hired for perception management, guys. No question about it. That's all part of his CIA puppet job.
Big stuff is coming next year, 2019. Give me some areas where people might hear some news. Sure. So,
George Knapp.
You know, when you say something big is coming, what does that mean? What can you a whole bunch of things? From my perspective,
right. Give me your perspective, Lou.
My goal has always been
trying to pause this thing and the remote's having problems.
To the right people.
Excuse me, guys. We'll continue, Lou, talk in a moment. Remember, my friends, though, George Knapp. This is why I just have so much consternation with George Knapp, and he vexes my soul, just like Elizondo vexes my soul, and he should vex your soul in a way, guys. If you care about our precious planet, if you care about, finally getting the truth on this ridiculous cover-up, guys, and you want this free energy for the rest of society, and if you care about not just having, we shouldn't have privileges, right, for small groups of these unethical groups, guys, that are just drunk from power largely from these technologies. Right, guys? It's our divine right for the rest of the world to have it. It will be a revolutionary change. If you guys want a revolutionary positive change for a world, if you want to save our ecosystem, if you want to stop slavery, guys, these are all issues related to what the CIA and guys behind the curtains putting out Elizondo, that's what they're doing, guys. They promoted slavery. Slavery has never been more prevalent for some of these corporate, greedy, Nazi, petro-Nazi American, British misanthropic money hoarders out there, guys, and the guys that are covering up largely for the UFO technology, at least some of them, right? Absolutely. So I just want you guys to realize that. Something else I meant to say and I forget now. But let's play the rest of the interview.
That's really what it is about.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. George Knapp and Elizondo, but particularly George Knapp on this one, my friends. I got to tell you, do you realize... Those of you that know about George Knapp, or those of you that didn't even know George Knapp before this video that I'm discussing with you, do you realize that back in the day when Area 51 was up and running, do you remember? He puts out Bob Lazar, the disinformation CIA puppet I describe, or he worked for actually U.S. Naval Intelligence. That's where he got his checks from, right? And George Knapp admitted that he pushed Bob Lazar to go forward with the story, saying that he saw these UFOs, that some could be ET, and eventually Bob Lazar did claim that they were ET, which is bullshit, that some of them were not a mock-up, that they were from another star system. What a bunch of bullshit. Guys, George Knapp and Bob Lazar and Elizondo, they never talk about the missing trillions. Right in George Knapp's backyard in Las Vegas, there in Nevada, right guys? And where Area 51 was up and running in the day, they were financially harvesting the planet, guys. They were funneling money out in communities, towns, and cities, just like they did in the 80s and 90s. They were doing it all in George Knapp's backyard, guys, right? In the 80s and 90s, man. It was financial fraud on an industrial scale, I've always described, guys. Absolutely. And you never heard George Knapp having serious discussions and interviews about it, guys. That's why you know he's selling his soul, in my opinion. He's a CI puppet, and he's a fat ass, and he needs to get in shape, and he needs to smarten up. And same with this Elizondo. I mean, come on, buddy. You know, like, smarten up. You're selling your soul. Stop your nonsense, Elizondo. Explain the cover-up, man. You know, like, or just get off corporate media.
Decisions can be made, so we can really...
We deserve better than this, guys. This is why I get so exasperated. It's a distortion of reality. It's a pathetic, sanitized, sagitized disclosure. It really is. I always say that, but it's so true.
Right? So it shouldn't be World according to Lue Elizondo. It shouldn't be Lue informing everyone.
That's right, Lou. I love it. He said his first name Lou instead of Louise.
My job is to facilitate that process. But I think
his job is to facilitate that process. Now, I heard him say that in the interview before, guys. Excuse me. This is so important, my friends. I just caught him. Did you guys just catch him? Did you just catch him? That he's a CIA contractor, guys? No doubt about it. He said it's his job to facilitate that. Well, wait a second. Wait a second, Lou. Let's get his fat face in the picture here closer, guys, for you. Wait a second. My friends, I'm asking you guys, and I'm asking Lou, isn't Lue Elizondo supposed to be retired? Yeah, he's supposed to be retired, right? And now he just said it's my job to facilitate that. In other words, he's saying it's my job to facilitate bullshit to you guys with half-truths, some truths, but a lot of disinformational lies. I'm not going to talk about the important issues. I'm not going to talk about Lockheed Martin, that 85% of what they do is classified, and not to mention Boeing, Northrop Grumman doing their, secret classified projects. But I'm not going to talk about that they're flying all over space. The evidence is overwhelming. Anybody can go on YouTube that you got military UFOs all over the place, guys. And on Mars, you can see it. And on the moon, on the far side of the moon, guys. No doubt about it. These are exo-atmospheric vehicles. I show you by the gravity research in the 1950s, guys. They were all predicting the performance of these things. They would swiftly move into space without strain, guys. They're manipulating electromagnetism, gravity. I've broken down the black budget technology in past videos, and we'll do it again, guys. But Elizondo doesn't talk about it. This idiot, in my opinion. He should be. Guys, Elizondo, he just told you he's a CIA contractor. He's supposed to be retired, and he just said his job is to facilitate. And he's telling you guys, this is what he's being used for. Again, he's a CIA puppet, and he's just being used for perception management, guys. And that is to lie to you, and that's not right. Especially when we've been lied to already, 70 years on this issue, guys. I always say 60 plus, but really 70 years since they made that first gravity, fundamental scientific discovery breakthrough, guys. And now they have harnessed this anti-gravity and the zero-point energy literally as a technological reality, guys. Absolutely. It comes from the ether of space. That's part of the energy supply. That's why, guys, I always describe it as a spiritual dynamo technology. Okay, and we'll discuss zero-point energy in future videos. But I caught him, guys. I just love it. He just admitted, if you know his whole story, guys, then you know what he's just said. He is admitting, he's letting it out, and he doesn't even realize it, that he's a CIA contractor. He's retired. You're not supposed to have a job. You're retired from the military, man. What a joke. He's hired as a puppet to lie and deceive you guys. I know I'm repeating myself, but man, this guy just, he gets me so frustrated. I'm going to have to meet Lue and set him straight in a good way. Lue and I are going to have a beer, and I'm going to tell him what I know and tell him to stop bullshitting you guys out there, right? Absolutely. This is ridiculous.
That the Department of Defense has played in recent times.
Department of Defense, here we go.
I'm talking 40s and 50s. I'm talking very recent regarding the UFO phenomenon. I think people would be surprised to know
40s and 50s.
Frequent and the volume in which these things.
He won't tell you the gravity breakthrough was made in the 1950s, guys. He mentioned the 40s and 50s, but he won't tell you they made the breakthrough. Come on.
Around the world, by the way.
That's right.
There's also some very interesting, I think.
Why does he have a hat on?
Some
Anyway,
interesting.
I won't make fun. Some people wear hats, but he's indoors. But whatever.
Tonight for the very first time, new information that I think if people found out would be very, very surprised. I think some people might be a little.
Do you hear any truth, guys? Do you hear the double speak, the CIA, perception management speak? He's always like that. So funny in a way.
But I think there's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody, really? Guys, he's doling out a pathetic reality. And this is the CIA behind the curtains that are putting him out, guys, right? He's doling out just, give me a break.
Ultimately,
once you look at the real truth, the real history, guys, and even and the covert side, you don't even have to look at the covert side, guys, but the truth is all there for us to talk about, guys, and to finally get our right to this black budget technology. I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
Here's George Knapp, CIA asset.
We're going to know about.
Oh, yeah, we're going to know.
I think there's a lot.
Good question, though, George.
Things out there that we're looking.
George keeps nodding his head a lot, agreeing with Elizondo throughout the whole video. He's in bed with him. CIA, basically.
Allow us to have a more comprehensive conversation. I don't want to lead the cart before the horse.
Here is perception management. I don't want to leave the cart before the horse.
And
what the hell?
Probably the most irresponsible thing that I could do right now is say one thing.
Why are you even on the airwaves, man? Get somebody like me on the airwaves, and I'll tell you the real truth, the real history. You don't hear anything from him. Fat face. Come on, Elizondo.
Pretty fantastic results. But we still have a lot more stones to turn over.
Oh, do we? Yeah.
Your first year.
Talk about the defense contractors. We'll really start to, turn the stones over, won't we, guys? All we have to do is use the term.
Turned around a little bit.
1 second.
Are there now?
It's almost over.
That have opened.
Oh, please.
Interest in this? If you can.
George Knapp knows that it's buried within the defense contractors as well, guys, this technology. Come on.
I can say, as a matter of fact, there seems to be finally a slight turning of the tide. There are now individuals that are more receptive to having the conversation than they were even just a year ago.
Well, yeah, tell us the truth, man. It's 70 years. One administration after another have lied. They've not been courageous, the U.S. leadership and government, and I'm sure China and Russia are the same way. And Great Britain, guys, the leadership and government.
In fact, from my perspective, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
At the same time, we also have to respect these individuals' privacy. We have to respect their
Guys, I get such a headache from Elizondo, and yet at the same time, he makes me laugh because of the outrageous lies from the CIA. It's just,
keep in mind,
it's so egregious, though,
and it
too.
would be almost a dereliction of duty for anybody to make
You're doing a dereliction of duty, man, for the public. You don't serve the public. You're doing a disservice for us, largely, Elizondo. I truly believe that, guys. Anyway, I better shut this off. Guys, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? But I hope you found parts of that interview interesting. The fact that you guys can see now, right? How the CIA, this is why I like showing these clips, my friends, and what Elizondo's doing. We can see the CIA operate in real time, right? I've said that before. This is so interesting. That's why I love hearing other researchers, this is what I meant to say too, my friends. This is so important. And this is why partly why I'm shunning Lue Elizondo, pardon me, and other guys like, remember I exposed David Frere as well. I exposed Stephen Greer, who we'll do again, I promise, in the future, my friends. But it's so important to shun the dirty player, these CIA puppets. And the reason is, Well, first of all, I'm going to get a book one day, guys. It's written by a brilliant economic guy, apparently named Axelrod. And the great Catherine Austin Fitz, the financial expert, she's talked about it. She knows this guy, apparently. And he writes, the book is called The Evolution of Cooperation. It's a very small book, guys. But what it talks about is, the importance, of course, of showing the crowd the unethical leader. In other words, to shun the dirty player, guys. If you can show the crowd the unethical leader, then the ethical leader will always win. But if you can't show the crowd the dirty player, then the unethical leader, particularly one that can kill with impunity, like, again, elements of the CIA, perhaps the NSA, NRO, certainly the deep black program contractors out there, some of these groups, guys, these unethical groups. You're talking about other societies, these compartmentalized, programs that can kill with impunity, guys, these shadow groups, right? So the unethical leader, you're in a prisoner's dilemma, in other words, right? If you're an ethical leader and you're trying to survive, you're going to have to succumb to the unethical leader, right? But if you can show the crowd the dirty player, again, the ethical leader will always win, guys. So it's all about the importance of shunning the dirty player. And make no mistake, Lue Elizondo, and I hope you guys agree with me and can see it now, he is an absolute dirty player. This guy is selling his soul, like I said, guys. He's doing largely a disservice for us. He won't tell you the truth on any of the important issues, which is absolutely irreprehensible, despicable on his part. Right, Lou? I mean, it's pathetic. He won't talk about the defense contractors, like I said, the missing trillions, guys. So let's shun the dirty players, guys, and it's so empowering, right? Again, this is what's wonderful about some of us in the alternative research community. You guys who went on the chat page and asked great questions, and you exposed in your statements and questions, you exposed Lue Elizondo as well, and some other, particularly this CIA puppet. I wish more people would expose some of the guys that I've been exposing, like David Frere, the Navy pilot. But you guys did a great job. Dark Journalists did a great job, as I said earlier, exposing this idiot. In my opinion, he's acting like a total idiot and moron. Joe from the Carolinas did a great job as well, made the video extremely funny. And Walter Bosley and a few others have exposed this guy. Yet you get ufologists like Richard Dolan. We'll do whole videos on Richard Dolan, I hope, again, in the future, guys. Even though I get a lot of negative comments from true believers, supporters of Richard Dolan. God forbid if there's some in the alternative community that just exposes Dolan for his lies and his ridiculous proclamation and pronouncements. Dolan is basically chumming up Elizondo. Yes, CIA. Dolan has been chumming him up. Even Dark Journalists noticed that and said it doesn't make sense. Dolan has succumbed, in other words, to the CIA persuasion, I believe. And he's pumping up, gushing praises to Elizondo and even to the Stars Academy, saying, well, yeah, it's a form of disclosure. It's a bullshit disclosure, man. As I said, guys, that's why I get so upset, right? We can see through this horseshit. The governments and the leadership contractors, they are giving us a pathetic, sanitized, sagitized disclosure, and we deserve so much better, my friends. I want to leave on that note. We absolutely deserve better. I hope you guys agree. And we've got to fight the good fight, my friends. I'm telling you, we're this close to getting our divine right, I believe, my friends, and getting to the truth of the black budget technology. They know, my friends, the U.S. leadership and government and the defense contractors and the CIA and Elizondo, guys, they know the lies are so outrageous, so ridiculous. He knows about, it's caused so much fraud, waste, abuse, mismanagement of spending, fiscal irresponsibility, and theft. He knows about the theft that's going on, largely for military UFOs, and to cover up this technology. And it's given enormous power for certain groups of greedy, these greedy, misanthropic money hoarders out there. He absolutely knows it, guys. He knows about the special unacknowledged access projects, at least some of the information involved. He's former CIA guys, right? And he uses, again, national security at times as an excuse. Well, then don't go in corporate media, as I said before. I mean, guys, we deserve the truth on all of this, man. Again, with all the fraud, waste, mismanagement, abuse, and theft, guys, you know, and these monumental, unconstitutional crimes that elements of the CIA, NSA, NRO, and the defense contractors have caused time and time again, guys. Elizondo knows it. We know it. Then you know they've endangered millions of people, as I said earlier, guys, and they've caused, you know, basically millions of homeless people when there doesn't have to be any. We got hundreds of thousands of homeless people right in my powerful country, Canada, man. I mean, come on, guys. We deserve better, and we deserve to get a lot of those trillions of dollars, really all of the money, back on the budget. And there are ways to try to get a lot of this money back on the budget. We're going to talk about that in future videos, guys. And you won't hear Elizondo saying a goddamn thing. You won't hear him say a peep about the missing trillions, unfortunately, or the defense contractors, and focusing on the real information that I say, guys, is buried in the heart of the military-industrial complex, the defense contractors, guys, right? And that's the technology, man. Amazing, exotic, free energy generation propulsion systems, military UFO crafts, guys. And by the way, we're going to do future videos explaining why it's so important to use the term military UFOs, guys, right? Military UFOs, you know? Again, Elizondo, he comes on corporate media, right? And they show you the Tic Tac UFO. What the hell does that mean? UFO is supposed to stand for unidentified flying object, guys. But if we don't use the added word military UFOs, then we're always just bringing up uncertainty, right? We don't have intelligent discourse at the very beginning of the subject, guys. But once you start to use the term military unidentified flying objects or military UFOs, then we cut out the uncertainty, guys. Then you get at the truth, right? Because it's all military, my friends. It's very compartmentalized, as I said, guys. Very few government officials, senators, even high-level government officials like senators, like I said, my friends, and even very few high-level military officials even know what the hell's going on when it comes to the real secret space program. They may get a sniff, but really, guys, they're not read into the programs, right, guys? Very few of them know very much about, you know, the real secret space program and these technologies. It's all buried, guys, within the defense contractors, some of them, right? And we got to know that, guys, and we got to talk about it, okay? Thank you so much for listening. I hope you agree with a lot of what I've said. If you disagree with some of what I said in statements, well, feel free to leave me a comment, tell me, guys. And hopefully you'll leave me some positive comments along the way. And I hope, guys, new to the channel, I hope you will subscribe, men and ladies out there and young people. Subscribe, give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that church bell, okay? I'm going to continue on doing hardcore research, guys, digging in, okay? And I'm trying to provide the much-needed sufficient transparency that's needed. And I know you guys can help me do it. We can all coalesce our ideas and thinking and do this, guys. Provide that transparency, being advocates for the truth, and get our divine right to this black budget technology, guys, because you won't need centralized utility bills. The systems in them, as I always told you, my friends, will get you off centralized utilities. We won't need stinky oil, gas, and coal. We've been enslaved, you know, for what, oil, gas, coal for 60 plus years or whatever, since, and we haven't needed it, my friends, right? Absolutely not. You know, that's why, again, guys, we've got to compel the elements of the U.S. leadership and government and the defense contractors, finally be courageous, finally be honest, and start explaining away this ridiculous, outrageous cover-up and totally illegal, and, you know, explain some of the monumental and unconstitutional crimes, or we can compel them, guys. We absolutely can help them explain away this cover-up. Let's demand it from the governments and the leadership. And we do it respectfully and firmly, guys. Okay? Thank you so much for listening, my friends. Have a great day. More great videos to come. And we're going to expose some more CIA dirty players, I think, for you guys. And we'll talk more on Elizondo, too. He deserves it. He deserves to be criticized, you know, guys, because, again, he's doing a real disservice, I believe, for the world in the way he's doling out reality and not talking about the real important issues. And he should, guys. He absolutely should. And we caught him in that interview, remember. You could tell he's a CIA contractor. He said, my job is to facilitate. What was the rest of the sentence? I forget. But that right there, that tells you guys, you know he's a CIA contractor. Remember, he's former CIA, and we know we can't trust the CIA, man. They're out of control. Even though there's still some good people caught in the systems. Always out of qualifier, guys. But when you've got these structures of power, that have relied way too much on secrecy. We know too much secrecy breeds corruption. We know these CIA groups think they can run the United States, guys. We're going to do future videos more on the CIA. I've talked about them in the past, in the history. We're going to do it again, guys. And remember, the CIA have their own Air Force. They're rolling out these ridiculous CIA ops like the TTSA, right? Disinformation campaigns and companies. It's so crazy, but we can see through it, guys, and we deserve the truth. And we're getting there, my friends. We're unpacking more truth. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. More great videos to come. Jason, Cosmic RSSP Authority, he's got to go. And maybe one day I'm going to compel Lockheed Martin. This is why I'm pointing up. I want a trip to the moon and Mars. I want to go all over our solar system like these covert military civilizations are doing. I think I deserve it because I'm digging in for the truth and I'm trying to help humanity in my own way. Let's do it, guys. Take care. Bye.